Our wedding is 1 week away.
Yes, I'm so excited and I'm nervous.
I'm Katherine, an American living in China, and about a month ago, I left behind my cozy home in rural Hangzhou to travel 4,000 kilometers away to my fiancé Asajan's hometown, Kashgar. We've spent the past few weeks preparing for our wedding, and we're going to take you along with us. From learning the Uyghur wedding dance, to buying tons of supplies for the house and the yard. Oh no, we're rolling backwards! From finishing the room his family has been building for us, to perusing the market for gifts for the wedding guests.
And his sisters are like, get them bed sheets. And I'm like, what? Who goes to a wedding and comes home with a bed sheet?
And of course, some encounters with the unofficial mascots of Kashgar, pigeons and big butt sheep. I found the biggest butt in all of Kashgar. It's right here. Anyway, we have a ton of stuff to buy for this wedding, so let's get to it.
We are shopping for cloth again. I'm here with Asajan's sisters, and as you can see, Miraban is wearing the same pattern as me. We have matching shirts. I know it's a very, very loud pattern, but that's how they do things around here. We are on the hunt right now for cloth for the bridesmaid dresses.
At a Uyghur wedding, not just the bridesmaids have matching dresses, all of the female friends and the cousins have a matching dress, the aunties have matching dresses, and my mother and Asajan's mother will have matching dresses, but we already got the cloth for that on a different day.
Look at this massive array of super loud, colorful patterns. You're not gonna find any like plain baby pinks, any whites, any beiges. It's all like this.
这个颜色有点是这个。
我想要白底的那种。Oh my gosh, finally! I've been looking for ages. This is what I was looking for. It's got this kind of shiny look to it. It's blue with white.
We are buying so much of this cloth. This is ours, and this, and this. They're packaging all of this cloth because we're gonna make about 18 dresses out of this. Oh, I love the texture. It's so silky. This is what most of the rolls look like, and this is the one that we just decimated. We took like half of the roll. While we're here at the market, we're also gonna buy some other wedding supplies.
And something that really confused me was the towels. Asajan's sisters just came here and bought like a ton of towels, and I was like, what is that for? And she's like, for draping on the men's neck while they're dancing. Apparently it's because men get sweaty when they dance, and you know, you gotta have something to mop the sweat up. So the women will wear like these cute scarves and things, and then the men will just have like a towel on them.
See, this is what the ladies will have put around their neck while they're dancing, is this cute piece of cloth. And the men, because they're sweaty, they're gonna have a towel put around their neck instead.
这是啥?
单子，你朋友老师们送的。
So another task of today is getting the wedding gifts. And my guests and Asajan's guests get different things. And I have way less guests than him, so I'm gonna get them like these cute little mini carpets, because most of my guests are coming from other places, so they'll want like a memory of Xinjiang. But almost all of his guests are local, so we're trying to get them something practical. And his sisters are like, get them bed sheets. And I'm like, what? Who goes to a wedding and comes home with a bed sheet? But like apparently that's normal here to give people bed sheets as a gift at a wedding. I was like, well, what if they don't want it? I mean, I'm sure they already have a bed sheet. And they're like, no, they want it.
Buying the bed sheets. It's happening. Okay, now we're buying something else that I was not expecting. Socks. It's another wedding gift. It's very practical. It's just like, I'm sorry, I just find it funny. Like, we're gonna have this part of the wedding where they throw gifts out into the audience and everyone scrambles for them. And one of the gifts is socks. So we're buying like 50 pairs of socks right now.
就一个盘子里面摆，然后给他们飞一下。
Apparently, at Uyghur weddings, the men will get very like impassioned about the socks. Like, I gotta grab me those socks right now. So that's what we're doing. 没有开美颜咋办? Okay, now we're finally getting some stuff that y'all will probably associate with weddings. Flower pins and invitations. Paper wedding invites are still alive in this corner of the world. We invited all of our friends using digital ones, but we're actually gonna use paper ones to invite the neighbors. So Asajan's mother is just gonna like go down the street and like give every single household a paper wedding invite.
Hold on a sec. Pigeon break. Y'all, check out these pigeons. Have you ever seen a pigeon like this? And this? What is this creature? It's like the tiniest chicken I've ever dang seen.
So for anyone who is unaware, about 90% of what goes on during a Uyghur wedding is dancing. And if you're a guest and you can't dance, that's okay. But if you're actually the one getting married, you better figure it out. So we spent 2 days in the city so I could have a crash course on Uyghur dancing.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8，对，然后你这个手往前面的时候。你看，对，然后就感觉往前伸，哎，你这样子注视着所有人，然后慢慢的伸开，这种感觉啊，好，再来一遍。
Not only will I have to participate in the group dances with cousins and aunties and friends, but there are 2 dances for just the bride and groom alone. And those I really cannot mess up. Not only is there a slow dance like an American wedding, but there's also a fast dance. And that is the one that it took 2 days for me to learn.
然后到这个手这儿的时候也是，这个时候你就可以看地上，然后好，现在就看它，对吧？
You guys might think that Isjan has this all figured out since he was born and raised here, but I mean, Uyghur people also come in a spectrum when it comes to how good they are at dancing, and he's actually kind of at the bottom of the pile, not gonna lie. Like, y'all might think differently because he's always dancing in videos, but he does not know very many moves. So she is teaching him some moves as well. She knows the men dance moves and the women dance moves. So hopefully he'll be able to have 3 or 4 different moves for our wedding dance instead of like the same one over and over again.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8，1、2、3、4。
And if you're curious about the final result, well, you're gonna have to stay tuned for the wedding vlog. Another important aspect of a Uyghur wedding is making as much noise as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is to hire a drum and trumpet uncle brigade to either sit outside the wedding venue and wait for the bride and groom or follow the car procession around the town.
We really want to hire these kind of guys, but Ace doesn't know anyone who does this, and we hadn't gotten around to like asking. And then I stumbled into them today outside this restaurant. I think this restaurant just opened and they're like trying to draw in customers or something, and I'm like, hey, I want to hire these guys too. We need their contact information.
你不是不喜欢臭吗？
这个可以。
Mission accomplished, got their contact information during a rare moment of silence. And now it is time to do what we actually came here to do, pick up packages.
We are here with our 3-wheeled cart at the package pickup zone. We have a lot of packages to pick up, and it is all the same thing. Lights, all sorts of lights, string lights and hanging lights and putting on the table lights, just like every kind of beautiful light I could possibly find, I got it. Because his family has a really cute yard during the day, but at night, it's just like this one sad little light bulb on a string. There's not really any like ambience, as they say. Like there's not a good, like cute, festive, romantic atmosphere in there. So I got a ton of lights on Taobao, and we are here to pick them up. Unfortunately, the package system is not as convenient as Hangzhou. In Hangzhou, they send it to your village. Here, they send it to your town. So we had to come like 15 minutes down the road to pick it up, but still not that bad. And if you're wondering exactly what we got, you're gonna have to wait a little while. We're not gonna put any of it out until the day before the wedding, because around here, anything left outside more than a couple of days gets covered in dust. There is no escape from the dust, y'all. So I've been getting a lot of comments asking if I'm going to move here because this is where Asean's family is from. I cannot live with this dust. Everything gets covered in dust. You're always just like walking around a cloud of dust at this time of year. I know it does get better in the summer, but no. That's the answer, no. The desert life is not for me. Need those lush green mountains, that bamboo everywhere. I know Hangzhou can be really humid and like stuff gets moldy in the summer, but I'll take that over this any day. Let's hear what Asean thinks about the dust. Where would you rather live, here or Hangzhou?
My choice is Hangzhou. Hangzhou is a beautiful place. I love Hangzhou, guys. Sorry, my hometown.
But we'll come back here every year to visit for sure.
Between picking up packages, getting supplies to renovate the yard, and buying furniture for our new room, we brought this trusty little 3-wheeled cart on many trips to the neighboring town. And amid all of this, the road going through Asean's village was also getting repaved. So we're taking an alternate route to avoid the roadwork, and there are just caterpillars everywhere. This road is an obstacle course of caterpillars, y'all. They're hanging from every tree. Here's a caterpillar. Here's a caterpillar. Here's a caterpillar. Nina, 有没有？
没有，我不喜欢. I don't like it.
Look, Kashgar wildlife.
We got a lot of stuff in the neighboring town, and we thought by the time we came back the road would be finished, but actually when we came back they were working on the very last little stretch, so you can only take this dirt road. Look at him go, riding on that three-wheeled stallion. And I'm watching to make sure nothing goes flying off the back of the cart. This string here is hanging on for dear life. It's like being transported back in time to the Kashgar of like 20 years ago when there were no paved roads. Oh my gosh! Woo! Oh no, we're rolling backwards. Oh my gosh, finally, we're back on the paved road.
Yes.
This section's already done, so you're allowed to go on it.
Wow.
This last cartload of things represents the end of the construction of our room, and now it's time to show it to you guys.
Ta-da! Please ignore the ugly sticker on the door. We're leaving this here for now because we're actually gonna paint this wall. But the room itself is done, so let me show you guys around. So as you can see, the walls are this very electric green color, very reminiscent of my childhood room if you've seen that vlog. So as you can see, the ceiling is a very traditional design, and if you watched the previous vlogs, you would know we actually made this ourselves, and it's got these wooden slats and this like grass mat made out of this woven material, and I think it's really beautiful. His father picked this cool orange color for the paint to make the wood like pop a little bit more onto the rest of the room. Of course, the curtains have all kinds of patterns on them, classic Uyghur style. Let me show you guys this cute lamp that we got. So the interesting thing about this window is it actually faces another part of the family's house, so they can see this lamp as well. When we're in our room, we can see the lamp, and then they're in that room, they can see the lamp. So everybody gets to enjoy the beautiful lamp. Here is the bed, and Asejan's mother made this. You might remember it from the vlog a few weeks ago, and she also made this. It's like this cotton mat thing that goes on top of the mattress. And here's our little end table and our little desk. This is a spot where I edit videos, and we covered the wall with our engagement photos. This room has its own bathroom, so let me show you guys. So this house now has 2 showers, very luxurious. Ta-da! So because we actually live in Hangzhou, we are only gonna be here about once a year, and that's why we are content with this one room arrangement. But actually, if we were going to live here full time, there is a whole house that Asejan and I could have moved into. And I only found out about this recently, and I was so shocked that this is even a thing, that the house was already built, it was already there waiting, that I was like, you have to take me to see this house right now. So we're gonna go see the house.
Look at this, guys. This is my house. Yes.
Except he's not using it, so his cousin is gonna take it eventually.
I'm not here, so this house empty right now.
So you might be wondering why this house is kind of bare bones. It's not like a complete house. As we said, it is empty, and it was actually built when he was in middle school, which means that if they went through with the entire renovation of the house and put in like the paint and the beds and the furniture and all the flooring and stuff, by the time someone actually moved in, everything would just be like old and dusty. So they just built like the bare bones of the house, and then they're waiting for whenever someone moves in. Asejan is the oldest male out of all of his cousins, so he would have had first dibs on this house. But we live in Hangzhou, so we're not going to move in here. So that means the house will be left to another male cousin, and the other cousins are significantly younger than him. Like the oldest one, I think, is just in like middle school, so it's going to be a while. For now, this house is just empty and uninhabited, waiting for some cousin and his wife to move in here and finish it. No idea who has the key to this puppy. It probably isn't even openable at this point. His grandma built this a little bit too early because in her day, men would get married at the age of like 16, and she built it when he was like 14. So it was like reasonable in that day and age to build this house so far in advance. But nowadays, Asejan is 29 and we're only just getting married. I mean, he's a little bit unusual. Usually you get married now at like 23, 24, 25, but still definitely not like 16. So that's another little bit of context here for why they built this thing so dang early.
My mom was 17 years old, married.
I've gotten quite a few comments from people saying Asejan's mother looks super young, and that's why she had him at 17. As for who ends up moving into this house, guess we'll find out in 5 or 10 years after Asa John's cousins finish school. Anyway, time to head back to the market and buy more stuff.
We're at the market again. There's a tradition around here that when a couple is getting married, the aunts and uncles in the family will take them to the market and buy new outfits for them. 这个
这个吗？
对啊，这个可爱。
妈，你们等给我的儿子吃啊，那个。
喜欢吗，老邓？可以吗？
yarışıpta.
So the cool thing about this tradition is it's a way to give someone a wedding gift that you're 100% sure that they want. So they've taken us to the market, they've had us pick out what we want. Ace John got some pants, I'm getting the shirt, and then we're actually gonna give the pants and the shirt back to his aunt, and she's gonna bring it to us at the wedding. Because it's actually not that common to give wedding gifts here. You usually just give like a red packet, like you give them money because weddings are expensive. But some relatives or close friends will give you a gift, but they want to make sure the gift is something you actually want. So she could have come to this market on her own and just picked out some random thing, but she wanted to make sure it's a shirt I actually like and I actually wear. So I think that is so cute. And now I'm going to take it off and give it back to her because the time has not yet come to wear this shirt. Because we're getting married, they're also taking this opportunity to upgrade a bunch of stuff in the house to make it look cuter because my parents are going to be staying there. There's going to be a lot of guests, etc. And one thing we're buying here at the market is curtains. And wow, they are very picky about the curtains. We have been here for 45 minutes hunting and hunting and hunting and hunting, and they just cannot find a curtain that matches like the exact vibe they're looking for. So we're going to be here for a while. Uyghurs love their fancy curtains, y'all. None of that white beige nonsense over here. None of those ugly white slat blinds. Everything is so colorfully patterned. Look at that, they're still here.
So tired.
They're all gathered around watching the curtain presentation. Nimble there.
Asa John's sister's like, I know so many English phrases, I'm gonna knock your socks off. And I'm like, okay, let's hear them. And now the camera's rolling and she's like, oop, never mind.
We are still here. Oh my god. This is my house, our house.
I think they're actually gonna buy it this time. About an hour and a half after the whole ordeal began, they finally chose their curtains, and I will show you guys once they're installed.
For some reason, Asa John's family actually does not have one of these little doodads that's in like every Uyghur household to serve snacks to guests. Like they just put them in regular bowls, up until now that is, because we're about to have a wedding in this house. So we must have one of these or it would be embarrassing to the family to just serve snacks in bowls like a peasant. There's a pretty impressive selection of snack receptacles here. Holy cow, they are going all out. Good thing we drove the cart today. 3 here, 3 more, and this guy. He's like, these puppies are indestructible. Let me show you right now. So great.
Speaking of snacks, I just had to show you guys this real quick. I was very impressed by the selection of gummies in this tiny town in the middle of nowhere. Corn cobs and eyeballs, a legendary combination.
Time for another important task. We are buying new rugs to go on the beds in the yard. And around here, they use beds as chairs. So the beds are going to be where everybody sits during the wedding. And they have carpets on the bed already, but they're not the right dimensions and they're kind of old and like kind of dusty. So we're getting some new carpets. Look at the selection here. You can custom cut a carpet to fit whatever dimension you want, and I find this particularly intriguing. I guess you can also custom make a carpet with yourself on it. This is the owner of the carpet store, and he has a picture of himself printed on a carpet in his shop. I love the carpet so much that we're adding him on WeChat, and we're gonna get one done. So we'll send a photo to him, and he'll have his carpet shop printed out on a carpet. And we're gonna hang it in the yard for the first day of the wedding. Will you look at this thing? It's so funny. I have to have one of these. Originally, I was just gonna do a poster in his family's yard with one of our engagement photos on it, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, all right, new plan. Off he goes with our giant bundle of carpets.
The tasks are still not over. We are here at this blanket and pillow making stand here, picking up the blankets that they had made for my mother and my cousin. The important distinguished guests are coming from the other side of the earth.
Gotta give them brand new blankets.
Asajan's sister wants to weigh me in the cotton scale thing. She's like, I want to know how heavy you are.
就这个
是重还是轻？
太轻。
We are officially out of space on the cart. Time to go home. But wait, before we leave, I have to show you guys this sheep parked right next to us. I know what you're thinking. What's so special about a sheep? Well, you're looking at the wrong end. I did it, y'all. I found the biggest butt in all of Kashgar. It's right here. Seriously, hand for scale. Look how big this butt is. That's the biggest dang butt I've ever seen. Anyway, my American friends have finally arrived in China, and in the next vlog, I'll be showing them around Asajan's local market. Stay tuned, and I will see you guys next time.